Hello everyone, this is Joe here with Joe Talks, and today we are going to do a quick unboxing and a review of the Poolmate robotic pool cleaner. So this is the Poolmate 4 SE, so it's the, I think it's called the Hydro Pro 4 SE, and this is what it looks like in the box. This is as it was received. I ordered this from Amazon. As you can see, it's a pretty good sized box. It's got some fair amount of weight to it. It clearly says Poolmate on the side here, so just as a word of caution, porch pirates are going to know exactly what you've got on your porch, or at least know that it's got something of value to it. Alright, so this is still sealed up. I've not even opened the box yet, so let's get it open. We'll take a quick look at it and see what we got here. And we got quite a bit of rain today. There was a pretty good storm blew through, so as you can see, there's all kinds of debris out here. Got kind of a big mess. But anyway, there it is, what the inside looks like. Looks like maybe there is a greeting card and some hyperlinks to the app. Looks like maybe a quick start guide. So this is the SE version. So there is a 4 and then there's a 4 SE. The 4 has a different option. You can either go fully corded or you can go cordless. And this is the SE version, which is only a corded version of the unit. And we used to have a different pool vacuum. It was a Wybot Osprey 700. And it actually died on us after 2 years. So right now I'm a little disappointed in that, but it quit about 2 weeks before the warranty was out, and so I've been working with Wybot to try to get that replaced. But like most companies, they drag their feet, and I'm going on about 4 weeks in the back and forth on the phone with them trying to get it replaced. But in the meantime, I need a vacuum for my pool. So I went ahead and bought this unit. It was right a little under $500 when we purchased it. So here's the charging unit, the cables, and then the unit itself. Like that is everything right there. So you are going to need an extension cord, because this is unless you've got a plug somewhere close to your pool. So this is a grounded plug, obviously. I would not use a knife to cut this packaging away. You don't want to take a risk of nicking the wire. But it looks like you can find the edge easy enough here and just unravel it. Okay. And there we have the unit. So let's take a quick look at that quick start guide and just make sure we aren't overlooking anything in the unpacking process here. So it looks like, for the most part, all you have to do is just plug the main cable in and you should be good to go here. I'm just going to unravel this and make sure it's not tangled up at all. I believe the SE comes with a 40-foot cable, whereas the standard 4 version comes with a 50-foot cable. My pool is 27 foot in diameter, so the 40 foot should be plenty. So this is just a plug. You push it in, and then it's got a twist to lock connector. Okay. Alright, and there we have it. This does have some mounting brackets on the back, so if you have somewhere that you can mount this permanently, you can do that. Or it looks like it's also got some slots where maybe you could hang it and then take it off to put it away. But looks pretty straightforward. Just going to check and make sure there's no packing inside of the basket here real quick. Doesn't look like there's any packing in there, so it should be good to go. I'm going to go get an extension cord real quick. Alright, so we're plugged in, and so it says in the quick start guide, the operations, you just, there's a switch right here on the end. Pretty straightforward, just says on and off. Obviously on to activate it, off to turn it off. And then it says you can also manually change the mode by cycling the on and off switch. But then there's also the app that you can use to do that as well. So I'm just going to turn it on real quick. And there I see the lights. It has an indicator for wall, floor, or auto. And I'm just going to leave them all on just to see what it does. Alright, and then it just says to just put it in the pool. So, alright, here we go. Okay, I think it takes just a little bit to get down to the bottom. And here you can see my pool. This is pretty dirty. I've not cleaned this in quite some time. And so what you're seeing right there, our pool, we didn't do a real good job of getting the, oh, there it goes, it's taken off. But we didn't get our floor real flat when we put our pool in, so we've got quite a bit of peaks and valleys that tend to accumulate dirt. So right off the bat, I see it's not having a lot of luck sinking to the bottom. Let's just watch it and see what it does. See if it can self-correct. So there it's, looks like it's pumping quite a bit of air out. Okay, and there it's gonna sink to the bottom. So I'm curious to see if this goes down upside down, if it will self-correct here. We'll just look and see. Alright, and it looks like it is self-correcting. It's on right side up now, so I've got my chlorinator in there and a little thermometer. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to take that stuff out so the cord doesn't get too tangled up, but let's just see how well it does here. So there it goes. It's going to try to climb the wall, it looks like. Since I've got both settings on, we'll see how well it does here. And it's supposed to clean the water line as well, so it looks like it is, so that's good. When I said I haven't cleaned my pool, I haven't cleaned the walls or the floor or anything, so we'll see how this does when we really put it to the test. So one of the first things I can tell is that if you have the wall and the floor both set to be active, it looks like it does the walls first. I've sat here and watched this thing for a little bit, and you can really see that it kind of looks like it has a hard time staying down on the floor. Like it has a tendency to float and pop up like it does a wheelie. I don't know, maybe I need to put some ballast in there to hold it down a little bit better, or maybe they sell some. But here you'll see what I'm talking about. As it goes forward, it'll pop up. Well, of course it didn't do it that time. Alright, so I'm just going to let this thing run for a while, and I will come back and see if it was able to clean up the center section of this pool. So I've got my water jet at an angle, and it's kind of creating a circular pattern. Got that angle a little steep, and it tends to pull the debris towards the inside of the pool. So I'm really curious if it's going to be able to get that dense debris that's sitting on the floor of that pool. Alright, so I'm going to let it run for a while, and we'll come back in an hour or so and see what it did. Alright, so I took it back out of the water and I turned it off, and I went ahead and downloaded the Poolmate app and got it set up. I changed the pool configuration to be a round pool, and I also took it off of the wall cleaning, so now it is only on the floor cleaning mode. One thing I'm a little concerned about, you know, I said this 40-foot cord should be plenty. This is just a 27-foot pool. But boy, sure looks like that cord is going to be not quite long enough. So we'll see what it does when it gets over to the other side of the pool. But we'll just have to check that out and see what happens here. Said it's supposed to be a 40-foot pole or cord, which should be plenty. One other thing I just did is I went and I turned my pool pump off. As you can see, as I mentioned before, it's got a little bit of current in there, and it's actually dragging the robot around on the bottom of the pool. So it doesn't quite have enough traction. There you see it doing that pop-a-wheelie thing again. It recovers, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. But I just wonder why it's doing that quite so bad. It shouldn't be doing that, I wouldn't think. But as you can see here, there's some pieces of debris. I probably need to change my pool nozzle angle to cut that down a little bit. But we'll let it run. I mean, there you can kind of see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, where it did go across the middle of the pool. And there is there's some debris stirred up, but there is a clean path going right through the center of the pool, so it is picking stuff up. So we'll let it run. I've got it set on a 4-hour cleaning cycle, and we'll just let that thing run, and I'll come back out in the morning and see what this pool looks like. I'm not gonna run the pump, and we'll just let it do its thing, and we'll see what happens here. Alright, so here that it has moved over to the opposite side of the pool. And I said I was kind of worried that the cord wouldn't be long enough. I stand corrected. It looks like that cord is going to be plenty long. So I'm glad that's not going to be a problem. like that cord floats okay. I know I saw when I did my research, some people had some concerns that the cord would get tangled up, so I'm curious to see how well that cord stays free and untangled. Alright, so here we are. It's the next morning. I let that thing run for 4 hours last night. And of course we got about an inch of rain overnight, so that has probably not helped matters, but I can say with a fair degree of certainty that pool looks a lot cleaner than what it did when I put that robot in last night. So I'm going to do this again tonight and run it a second time, and we'll see what 2 passes make, or see what 2 passes will do for us. Again, I ran that on the floor only for 4 hours. I don't know if that camera is picking up the floor of that pool or not. It's still kind of murky from the rain. Alright, I got it pulled out of the pool. One thing I will say is that this does not come with a hook, so you'll need to buy a hook to retrieve this out of the pool. You just put it on the end of your pole, obviously, if you've never had a robot before. But I want to look inside and see what kind of debris this pulled out. I have not pulled the basket out yet, so you are seeing this the first time with me. So let's take a look here. Alright, there you go. There's quite a bit of gunk in there. Alright, I'll get that cleaned up and we'll let this thing do another pass. And here you can see what the pool looks like after I've run that robot several times. That water is a lot clearer. Now I want to disclose that this isn't with just one run of that robot. I have actually run that robot probably almost 20 times. The water is a lot clearer. And I have put some chemical treatments in it. Since that last rain, that water was really murky. And now it is crystal clear. I can see all the way to the bottom of that pool. See a few leaves in the bottom of the pool. Unfortunately, where our pool is, we just can't avoid that. We always get a few leaves here and there. But again, super clear. The chemicals I put in a couple of rounds of No-Phos, and I get all that stuff right from Leslie Pool. I put in probably 3 bags of shock and 1 treatment of clarifier, and that has just made a world of difference. And so, as you can see, all that little stuff that was on the bottom of that pool is gone. So I'm going to say that robot does a really good job of getting that pool clean. But again, don't expect it to get it clean like that in one shot. I mean, it was several passes of that robot to get it to look like this. Alright, so I hope that helps, and as always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Help me out if you found this video helpful. Okay, till the next one. Thank you.